track breakdown. My new song Helix is out on all platforms. Feel free to check it out. Link will be in the description below. But this is the track breakdown. This is a bass house / G house track. So let's get right into it. When I make my songs, I start with the drop. I make the drop first, and then from there I add on. You know, if the drop's not fun when I'm making it, then I'm not even going to bother with the beat. But for the sake of the tutorial, I'm going to start in chronological order of the song, not how I made it. So we're going to go with the intro. All right, so first off, we have this bass pattern right here. Bass house tracks range from like, I don't know, 124 to like damn near 130. This one's in 128. So, and I'm in the key of F sharp major. So this is the layer 1, the main layer, because it has the low end and the presence. All this is in Serum. Every bass noise you hear is in Serum. Damn near everything is in Serum unless it's bounced to audio. Anyways, second layer. This layer I made, and it's just kind of covering the high end because this is just the bass alone. Then you add the high end. All right, next we have the effects, which is this chanting noise that kind of just gets raised up into it with this auto filter down here. And just to fill out the background. Then I have this noise that kind of sweeps in. Whew, I like that noise a lot. I forget how I made it. It was I like froze it, added effects, stretched it, reversed it, and then it ended up with that. And then I like panned it from left to right. Then we got the siren off the rip. I got that from Splice. And then more effects right here. And vocals, let's not forget the vocals. I reversed that, so I have no clue what he's saying, but I liked it going into it. So then the kick comes in. Kick, snare, and then it goes into the verse. So I'm gonna play this part, the verse part, and then we'll break it down. So I have an impact, I'm pretty sure. Yep, I have some impacts that hit right here on the one, boom. And I ended up cutting out the lows on the impact because I got bass noises coming in and they have the low end. I don't want an impact with a lot of low end clashing with my bass noises. So then here's the bass that's being foreshadowed, right? And I have it panning left, right, and then I also have a filter automation. See, it increases the high end. So this is the fundamental. This bass layer, this noise right here is basically what the whole song is like built around. Okay, so I'm foreshadowing, right, the bass drop, but I'm keeping this pattern because this pattern that you see in the intro and stuff is not in the drop whatsoever. This is the drop, all these numbers, right? 1, 1, half. But I still wanted it, you know? So I have it comes in, it's like, it still has this pattern coming in right here. If I drag it out, that's the whole pattern, right? Copy and paste. But I only wanted it in certain sections, so here it is. I'll just play the bass noises. You get what I mean? Like call and response kind of thing. But it just makes it more exciting than to just have this playing the whole time. But this noise I liked a lot, the low end, because it sounds like a brass noise. It's like bum, bum. Just brassy, right? But I needed that high end, so I added this, like I've been saying. And then I got some vocal samples coming in right here.
Ladies and
And then my tag that comes in. Whoops, that ain't it. Here it is. Brennan, which I got from Step Brothers because the dude's name in there, I think Will Ferrell plays him. His name's Brennan, and that's the mom saying it. So that's how I got my tag. Brennan. So I got a vocal champ that's going on. That chant is also in the beginning too. You hear it, you know, that chant's just kind of going on, just filling out frequencies. Like, I have this chant going throughout the whole song damn near, but it's enough to where it's making a difference, but not enough to where you're like, gosh, that's annoying. You know, if you're going to have something that's playing out the whole time like that, make sure it's subtle, but it makes a difference. If it doesn't make a difference, just take it out. So then I have this Mac Miller, like that I got from this vocal sample. I ended up, I think it was this section right here. That right there, I ended up pitching it around and just kind of adding some effects because that fills it out too. Then I have it pitching up too when we get to the to build the tension in the drop. See, I don't know. You might be able to like tell a difference when it's in there. I can definitely tell it with my headphones and stuff. On a phone speaker, I'm not sure. So then I have the percussive loops coming in right here as well. I like that so much. Without the like the little loop, it doesn't sound like as full or as good. Like I could have added like a clap, like bow, 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 but I didn't want that. I thought this sounded just fine. All right, so then I got those two basses I just showed you, and the impacts, right? And then I ended up having a sweeper or like a riser, and then a sweep. But I wanted to cover this part to the drop as well that I've been cutting out. So I have it repeating, right? Playing the same note the whole time, kind of repetitive, right? But then you pitch it up, make it faster, just build the hype. Same for the chant, going up higher and higher. But then I got the vocal sample to come in. Let's go. Let's go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Then I got the hype snares, right? So that's basically the build up, right? And then I got a kick drum coming in right there. I turned the kick down, right? I don't want my kick being the same volume as it is in the drop as it is in the build up. So I turned that down and I start cutting out the low end as I automate it upwards. Because I want the first few to be like impactful. You feel the low end of the kick, right? But when it starts to speed up, I don't want the low end. So then I did a reverse kick right here to just add more impact. Love that. Love it. Don't you? Yes. And then we got the vocal sample. Where is it at? We don't give a fuck. Yup. We don't give a fuck. Now we're into the drop. So I'll play a little bit of the drop and then we'll break it down step by step. We'll start with the drums, just kind of get that out of the way, and then we'll go to the basses. Okay, so that's the drop. I love it so much. It's very nice. And here's the drums, right? Yep, so that's the drums. It's pretty cut and dry, right? Boots and cats, boots and cats. But then I add like a little bit of a cymbal. That little cymbal, I think, adds like so much of a groove. I didn't want it playing the whole time, but it just... I think that's so nice. And then like a reversed hat, which is this one right here. I just reversed it. Just kind of like sucking it up into the next one. Because I have like a different bass noise coming in, like with a slightly different pattern. I ended up adding another cymbal, just a higher one. Makes a difference. It really does. And then that snare comes in. Pop, pop, pop. Anyways, so that's the drum. Okay, so when I made the track, I had the drums already drawn out. Then I was coming up with like bass patterns, bass noises, right? And this is the pattern I came up with. You know, it's not the final product whatsoever, but I like to have the pattern drawn out to give me some ideas, right? And to go off of. So I ended up keeping some things and scratching the rest. I ended up keeping the E, which is not an E. If I turn this off, it's an F. The fuck they call it an E sharp for? F to F sharp, right? I ended up using those notes the whole time and some variations you see right here in the pattern. So I had the pattern, right? And then I was like, okay, I need more like bass noises. I want like a stab on the one. So that's what I did. So what I ended up doing was taking the E note right here, cutting it from this pattern, right? Dragging it and dropping it down here with another serum. So it's playing the same note, right? But I'm doing some call and responses and stuff. And that's how I go about it. I make my pattern, make the pattern, take parts of the pattern, cut and paste it onto different sections. So I leave it out right here, but I keep it playing on this. Then I cut it right here again and right there. I ended up not liking that, so what I did was deleted it, repeated it from the first. And then I knew I didn't want that to be the same noise, you know, don't want it too repetitive because it's about to go into the next section. So then I dragged it, right? Dropped it to a different serum. You know, like a wow. And then another one, same note, just down here. So this was just a Reese, right? You see it? Disperser not being used, it's off. And I think it's pitching up. Yep, you can definitely tell. I pitched it upwards. This bass noise that you hear right here. Just another patch with a noise, really increased the low end. Yeah, I boosted the shit out of the low end right there. Added a disperser and a fat rack from Excellent Sound that goes on all my basses, damn near all my instruments. I don't care what it is. It just increases the loudness, does something. I don't know. I like it. That's how I came up with the patterns, right? And then now I'm like stacking the layers because it wasn't just this noise the whole time. I needed some low end. So then I copied it and pasted it and I got the low end right here. Felt like it was still missing something to compete with the hi-hats and everything else too. It wasn't standing out, so I added this. Just that buzz, high-end buzz, and it has like a little bit of a tone to it as well. It's like the lead. It's like the lead on top of the bass, yeah, pretty much, right? But it's a bass noise, right? These bass preset packs, they have the low end in it. I just cut them out, keep the high end. The effects are like minimal, right? I just got the crash. And then like a sweep up. Yep, just constantly repeating. And then our little siren right here. Right, those are the effects. But what carries it is not just like those effects, but it's like the vocal effects, right? And the chants. Because we got this. That's like just carrying the beat throughout the whole song. If you don't have it and we just have the drop, it's missing. Listen. It's missing something, you know? And then normally what I would do is like try to add like a top melody, make it super complicated, but really all you need is something repeating and something simple. For this to come up with this part, I still kept the stabs, right? Copy and paste, throw it over here, except I get rid of this stab on the one and put this one in. Love that. Love it. So you want things repeating, but you don't want things too repeating. You know, take shit out, put new ones in, and figure out what works. All right, so these are the same notes. It's still an F to an F sharp, right? F, F sharp. Ableton changes it to a fucking E sharp. Anyways, same notes, different patterns. So I got the stab still. So that's all I did for this too. I just took it and dragged it down here. Different pattern, different patch. And I ended up with this. Which, this has my low end. So then I wanted to add more. It needed more highs to compete with the cymbals. Not a high end, just kind of adds more mids. That one does. My high end's right here. Here we go. A little bit of a high end. Anyways, it all works. It works all together. And I have it pitch bending. You hear that? Boom, goes down. And to the stab, bam, bam, and then So then now it's going into the next section, which is ends up repeating. But I wanted this to be a little bit different as well, which I made this noise myself. And it has disperser, fat rack, and the low end as well. And I kept the top end from this and put it there as well. Then another one. And then I'm pretty sure, yeah, right here, it's like a bell. Also, you probably noticed the vocal coming in right here. Give it to me, give it to me. That adds so much leading into the next like section where I can repeat it, which I did. So then it's repeating the pattern, right? The same thing, don, 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 don. But then this section, so it goes A, B, A, B. But this B part has like, it's different. You see how these are like, listen. I like that, bana, bana, bana. So that's what I have right there is to keep it interesting, like a little bit of a variation. Yeah, so then now we have a completely new bass noise. Same notes though, same from the F to the F sharp. If you change the notes, be careful because it can sound pretty strange. Like in your head, like when I'm making the beat and I change the notes, I'll be too into it. I'm like, this is great. Then I listen to it like the next day and I'm just listening to it blind, not looking at what's coming on my DAW. And then I hear it and I'm like, that just sounds out of like, that sounds like just completely random. So I try to keep the notes exactly the same and just different patterns. That's all we're doing here. But leading into it, I have this riser that I made on Serum as well. And then I cut out the kick, right? To cause like, or add some tension and then added like what the fuck? Almond break? I used to call it almond break, but yeah, I added that. And that's great because during the drop, you don't always want like just the sub like in your face, just like, I don't know, you don't want the sub going the whole time. So when you have like a little bit of a break like that, it's nice. You can have it going the whole time, but when you have a break like that, it just gives your ears a little break and then it adds more tension when it actually does come back. Oh, I almost forgot. In this like 1.5 section where I repeat it, I added this effect as well on top. This one right here. So try to listen for it. This is without it, right? But then it repeats, and I added it just to add something. Do you hear it? Do you hear it? You're probably like, no, but I hear a big ass fucking siren. Yeah, that's coming in as well right here. So that's nice to have, like, if you're going to repeat something, like, completely repeat it, add something as well, if you're going to ever do that. So I repeated it, and then I added a siren, and then that high-end noise I was just showing you. And when it goes back to this, the B section that I was talking about, I added, like, a glass noise break. I like that. Sounds cool. And then I added the Sharingan, man. Any Naruto fans out there, you would know. Catch me? I like that. I think that's so cool. Listen for it. Listen. Kind of being drowned out, but you can kind of hear it as well. It makes a difference. I like it so much. Moving on. So then we got drop 2. Drums are the same. Drums are the same, except on drop 2, I added another cymbal just to keep it more exciting. So this is drop 1 drums. Drop 2. More in your face, another hi-hat. I just layered it, like just added it on top. Let's get into the basses. I've been talking about it and haven't even done it. So this is the second bass to the drop 2, right? Same notes, different pattern. And I have it pitch bending, you hear that? And I did that in Serum right here. But I did it on the MIDI channel. Sometimes when you mess with the pitch bend and the automation in Ableton with Serum, it can get like funky. Like if you were to copy and paste that pattern with the pitch bend on, it will like disable it or not allow you to pitch bend. I don't know, it's strange. So I tend to do it through here. The layers, we'll go back through. And then the sub. Then I added this one too as a layer, which is also the same one over here. But I cut out the low end because I didn't like the low end on it for the, because it's like sustained. So I just added a new sub. But I automated the sub out on this one. Yeah, so that's that one. And that stab's still the same. Bum, 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 bum. Added a pitch bend. Repeat, rinse and repeat, right? I really like this B section though. That's why I kept it. You could have changed it, or I'm sorry, you can change it. What am I saying? I'm doing a track breakdown, so I could have changed it, right? I could have changed it, but I liked it so much. Especially this part. Like I already said, right? All right, so now it breaks down, right? We're done with drop one. For this little bit right here, this like breakdown part, I took out the snare, the cymbals, kept the kick to come in, boom, boom, boom. I automated the kick, so the low end's kind of being swept away. Right, because that kick's real punchy, and if you have a moment where there's like no sub or no excitement, you don't want it super punchy. And I just extended the almond break, like made it slow. You hear that? It's slowed down instead of this. So then it goes into the break, right? Which is just an impact. It's repeating the intro, right? That's all I'm doing. Copy, paste the intro. Added like a snare and cymbals again. Then it goes into the verse, but the verse is a little different this time. So I added this little dude right here. I like it. So nice. And then I ended up pitching it up, you know, as it gets exciting. This time I don't have the other bass creeping into the build like I did the first one, right? That's drop one. I don't have it in drop two, except the high end part of it, and I only have it doing one note. So in context, this is what it sounds like. So I just repeated this bass the whole time, right? Dum, boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. Just repeat it and start pitching it, build excitement. Then it's a new bass pattern. Keep it exciting, right? We're not just gonna copy and paste what I had in the beginning. I could have done that, and that's what I originally had, but I was like, no, this song needs more. It needs to be more exciting. Same notes. If I changed the notes, it would have sounded weird, so I didn't do that. So that's like the top end to it. It's like the meats. And these are like the legs, I guess. I don't know. The sub. So all together, it's like this. But I need it. I don't know. It sounds good like that, but it was missing something, so I added another top end layer. You hear the difference? Look. That's the layer I added. And that's the other layer. So this one's like more sharp, I guess, like. So yeah, that's what I have for this second drop. And I changed the bass stab on the one I had in the first half, which was, it's now this. Oof. I love that combo. I got this bass from Excellent Sounds. It's such a good stab. All right, so now we got like an A, B, right? But it's different A's and different B's because like this A is not the same as drop 1A. So for this drop 2B, different as well. Oh man, I like this one so much. It was just so groovy. That's what I came up with first, like da 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 da, and this as well. But it needed more, so then I added this high end. But it's like playing like a slightly, it's like off a little bit on the first 2 hits, like. So all together, it sounds so groovy. It's like. In context, listen. Yeah, da 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 da. So yeah, so that's drop 2, and it's basically all about the same, you know, different vocal chops here and there. The drum pattern's still the same. Then it goes back into this. Oh, that's something I forgot to mention as well on this section, which I'll go back to. I have an auto pan right there. Forgot to throw that out there. I grouped all that. But yeah, that pretty much completes the song. And then we got the outro. Yeah, that's everything. Hopefully you learned something from all this, and hopefully I wasn't rambling too much. Yeah, hopefully you check out the song on Spotify as well, or on any streaming platform, but I look at Spotify the most. That's what I see, like my streams. I got 3 monthly listeners right now, and I think it would be great to just get like, I don't know, maybe 10. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.